was waiting for an apology that would never come. 10 winters. 10 cold winters. And tonight, 2 travelers were walking toward her door. There is a village beside a quiet river. The houses are made of stone. The people who live in them have known each other for many lifetimes. On the edge of this village sits a small wooden house. Inside this house, there is a woman. For 10 winters, she has not laughed. She is sitting by her open window. She is not crying. She has not cried in many years. Crying needs hope. And she ran out of hope a long time ago. She hears footsteps on the path outside. She does not look. She has heard footsteps before. None of them ever belonged to him. But these footsteps do not pass her door. They stop. She looks up. An old monk is standing in her doorway. He is bald, with a long white beard. Beside him, a small dog with golden brown fur and dark, soulful eyes. The dog walks past the monk. He walks past her pain, and he lays his head on her knee. Her hand, which has been still for 10 years, moves. She touches him, and she does not pull away. Tenzin steps inside. He does not ask permission. He has walked into many homes where the lights were on, but the heart had gone quiet. He sits down on a low wooden stool across from her. She does not look at him. She is looking at her hand on Karma's head. She had forgotten what warmth feels like. "My child," Tenzin says, "what is your sorrow?" She does not look up. "He left," she says, 10 winters ago. He did not say goodbye. He did not say why. He just left. And every day since that morning, I have been waiting for him to come back and tell me what I did wrong. He never has. She finally looks up at Tenzin. Her eyes are dry, but her face is the face of someone drowning in slow water. Tenzin does not speak for a long time. He looks at her hand on Karma's head. He looks at the empty space where her ring used to be. He looks at the way she sits, half a person in a chair built for one. And then Tenzin smiles, the smallest smile, the kind that comes just before the truth. "My child," he says, "who were you before he left?" Her mouth opens, but no sound comes out. She tries to say it. She cannot. Tenzin waits. He has waited longer than 10 winters for many people to find their answers. She closes her eyes, and slowly she begins to remember. There was a girl who used to wake up early just to watch the river catch the morning sun. She used to hum while she cooked, old songs her mother taught her. She used to wear red, a red shawl with small flowers stitched along the edge. She used to dance in this room when the rain came. She used to laugh at her own jokes, even when no one else did. She used to be so alive. A single tear falls onto her hand. That girl was loved by him. And when he walked out the door, I thought, if I stopped being her, then maybe it would stop hurting that he was gone. She looks at her hands. They are folded in her lap like dead birds. But it did not stop hurting. It just stopped being a life. Tenzin nods slowly. He reaches across the table. He places his weathered hand gently over hers. She does not stop crying for a long time. Karma does not move from her knee. Tenzin does not move his hand. The fire burns low. The river outside keeps flowing. When she finally opens her eyes, she looks at the chair beside hers, the chair where he used to sit. Empty the morning he left. Empty every morning since. But for the first time, the empty chair does not hurt. It is just a chair. Empty is not the same as missing, and missing is not the same as waiting. My child, he says, there are two kinds of death in this world. The first is when the body stops. The second is when we stop living for someone who has already gone from our life. The first kind, no one can prevent. The second kind, my child, is a choice we make every morning when we wake up and refuse to come back to ourselves. Tenzin's voice softens. He left 10 winters ago, but you have been leaving yourself every day since. And the world has been waiting for you to come back. Her eyes fill, but this time the tears are different. They are not the tears of a woman who is lost. They are the tears of a woman remembering she is still here. Tenzin watches her for a long moment. Then he speaks the gentlest words he has ever spoken. You do not need to forgive him to set yourself free. You only need to forgive yourself for staying inside the goodbye he never said. He smiles, the smallest smile, the kind that comes when a soul has stopped fighting to be saved. And then he walks. Karma follows, but at the door, he turns. He looks at her one last time, and in his eyes, she sees what she has not seen in 10 winters. Someone is looking at her as a person who is still here. She nods, a small nod, but it is the first time in 10 years she has nodded to her own life. And Karma walks on. By mid-morning, Tenzin and Karma are far down the path beyond the village. And the woman who has not laughed in 10 winters, puts on a piece of clothing that has color in it. She walks outside. She stands by the river, and she takes the deepest breath of her life. Somewhere in another village, another light is waiting. Tenzin and Karma will find it. They always do. Next time, a father who wrote 144 letters to his only son. He never sent a single one. Tenzin and Karma are already walking toward his door.